Jacob Fatu betrays his Tribal Chief Solo Sikoa. Why the WWE will turn Kevin Owens heel at Bash in Berlin. Nikki Bella's husband arrested for domestic abuse. A Wyatt Sicks member re-signs with the WWE. Massive details on Vince McMahon's Netflix documentary leaked. A former WWE World Champion wants to join AEW. A very silly Brock Lesnar rumor dismissed. Hulk Hogan controversially confronted by fan. Let's dive right in. Why the WWE will turn Kevin Owens heel at Bash in Berlin. Kevin Owens is set to compete in an eagerly awaited match at Bash in Berlin, where he will face Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. As this major matchup approaches, fans are buzzing with speculation. There are numerous rumors suggesting that Owens might betray Rhodes during the event. These hints of a possible heel turn have intensified, especially after Owens subtly alluded to it on SmackDown. Such a shift could indeed take place at Bash in Berlin, as Owens' ambition for the championship might lead to a dramatic change in his character. WWE has several reasons to consider this potential transformation, which fans have been eagerly awaiting. Here are 3 reasons why WWE might turn Kevin Owens heel at Bash in Berlin 2024. Number 1. To refresh his current character. Over the past year, Kevin Owens seems to have slipped away from the main event scene, with his character losing some of its previous impact. The spark that once made the prizefighter stand out has diminished. Due to inconsistent booking and uninspiring storylines on SmackDown, Owens has lost some momentum. Turning him heel at Bash in Berlin could be a way for WWE to refresh his character and give him a new direction. This change could help restore his credibility and position him once again as a top-tier superstar. It could thrust Owens back into the spotlight, allowing him to bring back the prizefighter persona that once struck fear into his opponents. Moreover, a heel turn could pave the way for several new and exciting storylines for the former Universal Champion on SmackDown. WWE has a strong reason to take advantage of this opportunity at the upcoming event in Germany. Number 2. To build a compelling rivalry with Cody Rhodes. The upcoming match between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes at Bash in Berlin is rooted more in their friendship than in rivalry. Since it's a babyface versus babyface matchup, the storyline has lacked intensity, with WWE having few options to make it engaging. To give this feud a fresh and compelling angle, WWE might choose to turn Owens heel at the event. This move would add depth to the storyline and could set up a second, more intense encounter between Owens and Rhodes at a future event, such as the Bad Blood Premium Live event. The rivalry would become far more engaging, with Owens embracing a darker persona and aggressively pursuing the undisputed WWE Championship from Rhodes. Number 3. To facilitate Sami Zayn's role in the Bloodline. Turning Kevin Owens heel at Bash in Berlin could also set the stage for Sami Zayn's involvement on SmackDown. If Owens becomes a villain, his connection to the Bloodline storyline might be severed. A heel turn would likely keep him occupied in a heated feud with Cody Rhodes on SmackDown. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns might focus on bringing his estranged brothers, Jey and Jimmy Uso, back together to confront Solo Sikoa's faction. With Owens or Rhodes out of the picture, Sami Zayn could finally make his return to SmackDown, potentially leading to the reformation of the OG Bloodline with Reigns and the Usos. Thus, a heel turn for Kevin Owens could be the catalyst for Sami Zayn's return, sparking a series of events that would impact the Bloodline saga significantly. Nikki Bella's husband arrested for domestic abuse. Nikki Bella, aka Nikki Garcia, is in the news due to the alleged arrest of her husband, Artem Chigvintsev. A new report has surfaced regarding the situation. Initially, TMZ Sports reported that Chigvintsev had been arrested on suspicion of domestic violence. He was reportedly in Napa, California, and was booked into the Napa County Jail. No further details about the arrest were initially available. However, TMZ has now provided an update. The latest report states that the alleged victim is cooperating with the police, and investigators are examining whether there is a history of domestic violence. A representative from the sheriff's office mentioned that the alleged victim has been communicating openly with investigators. Additionally, there may be other witnesses in the case. Police spoke to them upon arriving at the scene where Chigvintsev was allegedly arrested for felony corporal injury to a spouse or cohabitant. The report indicated that visible injury was required for such an arrest. Chigvintsev, a professional dancer known for his work on Dancing with the Stars, is married to Nikki Bella. However, it has not been confirmed if the WWE star is the alleged victim, as her name has been withheld. The sheriff's office plans to discuss the case with prosecutors, including the possibility of bringing criminal charges against Chigvintsev. A Wyatt Sicks member re-signs with the WWE. A new report has revealed that a 15-time champion has signed a new deal with WWE ahead of the Bash in Berlin Premium Live event. The superstar in question is Nikki Cross. The 35-year-old is a former Raw Women's Champion, 3-time Women's Tag Team Champion, and 11-time 24/7 Champion. Cross hasn't competed in a match since November 2023, when she took part in the Women's World Title #1 Contender Battle Royal. Since her return as Abby the Witch, she has become an integral member of the Wyatt Sicks faction. According to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, Nikki Cross has renewed her contract with WWE. The report mentions that negotiations between the two parties began earlier this year, before the Eerie faction's introduction. The agreement is reportedly a multi-year contract. Multiple WWE sources have praised Nikki Cross, especially for her kindness to newcomers during the pandemic. Of all the members of the Wyatt Sicks, Cross is the only one who has yet to return to the ring. Fans are eagerly waiting to see if WWE will announce a singles match between Cross and Ivy Nile, as the Wyatt Sicks have been targeting the American-made faction. Massive details on Vince McMahon's Netflix documentary leaked. Netflix has announced the release of a new documentary about former WWE chairman Vince McMahon, and recent reports have revealed more details about the project. McMahon led the Stamford-based company for several decades, but left earlier this year amid his alleged involvement in a lawsuit filed by former WWE employee Janelle Grant. Now, Netflix has prepared a docuseries to chronicle the rise and fall of the controversial wrestling figurehead. According to its synopsis, the series will feature interviews with family members, business associates, wrestling icons, and others. However, recent reports from WrestleNomics and Post Wrestling revealed that Grant was not interviewed for the project. Brandon Thurston, on behalf of the two media outlets, reported that a spokesperson for Grant stated, "Neither Janelle Grant nor her representatives were interviewed for the Mr. McMahon Netflix documentary." The show's director and executive producer, Chris Smith, mentioned on Netflix.com that the project aims to pull back the curtain and reveal the true Vince McMahon, obscured beneath the persona he presented to the world. The 6-episode documentary series is scheduled to premiere on Netflix on September 25th. It will be interesting to see if the documentary will have any impact on the wrestling world. A former WWE World Champion wants to join AEW. It is not uncommon for former WWE stars to join AEW during their careers, and an ex-champion seems open to continuing this trend. The star in question is Raj Desi, formerly known as Jinder Mahal. The former WWE champion recently discussed the possibility of joining Tony Khan's company following his departure from the Triple H-led promotion earlier this year. Although his time at the top of the WWE roster was relatively brief, the modern-day Maharaja was a part of WWE for over a decade. His talent and in-ring skills earned him both the United States title and the WWE Championship. The 38-year-old was released by WWE in April 2024. In an interview with Bill Apter and Dr. Chris Featherstone of Sportskeeda Wrestling, Desi mentioned that he is enjoying picking his schedule and spending time with his family. He also expressed openness to joining any promotion, including All Elite Wrestling. Anything is possible. I would love to go to TNA, AEW, New Japan, anywhere, or even just independence. I am having a great time, picking my own schedules, spending time with family, just enjoying time off, he said. Despite his unexpected release, the Maharaja does not seem to hold any grudges against WWE. In the same interview, the Canadian professional wrestler explained that his sudden release was simply part of the ever-changing nature of the wrestling business. It's business at the end of the day. Business evolves, things change, shakeups happen, management changes, talent changes, but that's what makes a business interesting, right? Like that's what makes wrestling interesting. I got released before, I came back, maybe I will come back again. Who knows, right? So, all good. It's business at the end of the day. Business goes on. At the end of the day, I am still a professional wrestler, and that's the only thing that matters, he added. It will be interesting to see if the modern-day Maharaja makes a return to the sports entertainment juggernaut in the future. A very silly Brock Lesnar rumor dismissed. Jim Ross was instrumental in WWE hiring Brock Lesnar to a developmental contract in 2000. In a recent podcast episode, the legendary announcer addressed speculation about WWE's handling of the Beast Incarnate's 2004 exit. In 2002, Lesnar defeated The Rock at SummerSlam to win the Undisputed Championship, becoming the youngest world champion in WWE history at age 25. This record stood for only 2 years before Randy Orton, at 24, captured the World Heavyweight Championship from Chris Benoit at SummerSlam 2004. It was widely rumored that then WWE Chairman Vince McMahon booked Orton to break the record due to real-life issues with Lesnar's abrupt departure. However, Ross told Grilling JR host Conrad Thompson that the Vipers' title win had nothing to do with Lesnar. I don't think so. I know what you're saying. Yeah, it is silly. It's very silly. I can't buy that one. I don't buy that one. I mean, it makes a good story in the dirt sheets and so forth, good supposition, But I don't buy that, Conrad. Brock Lesnar's exit caught WWE's higher-ups by surprise. The former amateur wrestler, nicknamed the Next Big Thing, was promoted as one of the company's top stars. However, he decided to leave the wrestling business to pursue a career in the NFL. After a brief stint with the Minnesota Vikings, Lesnar returned to wrestling with New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW, and also won the UFC Heavyweight Championship before rejoining WWE in 2012. Knowing Lesnar's personality outside the ring, Jim Ross always expected Paul Heyman's former on-screen client to return to WWE. Brock was searching for something. Something was missing, and it was right under his nose. That was the pro wrestling business. And I think that statement bears itself out over the course of time. Here's the thing. I knew, pretty much, he'd be back because he wasn't going to find anything that allowed him the flexibility and the freedom, the fun, hanging with the boys, being athletic, all that stuff. Including his SummerSlam 2002 win over The Rock, Lesnar has held 10 WWE World titles. The man who broke his record, Randy Orton, is a 14-time world champion in WWE. On August 31st, Orton will aim to win his 15th world title when he challenges Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at Bash in Berlin. Do you think Brock Lesnar's exit played a part in WWE booking Randy Orton as the youngest world champion? Hulk Hogan controversially confronted by fan. Hulk Hogan recently made his political leanings clear by appearing at the Republican National Convention, where he spoke in support of former US President Donald Trump. Now, a fan has confronted Hogan, leading to the fan being escorted out by security. Hogan, a WWE legend, has always been outspoken about his beliefs. His appearance at the RNC left no doubt about his loyalties, as he delivered a pro-wrestling-style promo to the crowd and tore off his shirt, creating a memorable moment at the convention. He has also been touring to promote his Real American Beer brand and attending various signings. Recently, at one of these signings, an activist was arrested after allegedly punching a security officer. Another incident took place at a Hulk Hogan appearance, requiring security intervention. A well-known comedian named Robbie Roadsteamer was present and vocal about several issues. Look at the shirt, the MAGA powers. He went on to call Trump a felon and accused him of visiting Epstein Island while singing and imitating Hogan. He also mentioned dropping the big boot on different people. Hogan appeared completely taken aback by the comments, and security soon got involved, escorting the comedian out. It remains to be seen if Hogan will appear at a WWE show again anytime soon. Jacob Fatu betrays his Tribal Chief Solo Sikoa. The Bloodline saga has captivated WWE fans for the past 4 years. After Roman Reigns won the Universal Championship, he began to assemble what would become one of the greatest factions in wrestling history. However, Solo Sikoa dismantled what was left of that group and built his own version of the Bloodline with members loyal only to him. Since Sikoa eventually turned on his tribal chief, history might repeat itself with this new iteration of the powerful faction. While Solo Sikoa considers himself the tribal chief, Roman Reigns faced challenges at various points. With the way Solo has asserted his leadership, Jacob Fatu might eventually follow his lead and betray his leader. Here are 4 signs that this could happen. Number 1. Jacob Fatu is already the standout in the new Bloodline. Jacob Fatu quickly impressed the WWE Universe. Fans familiar with his work knew what to expect, but casual fans have been thrilled with his performances since his debut. He moves around the ring with agility, delivers fluid offense, and brings a fierce physicality to the group. Known as the Samoan werewolf, Fatu even seems unaffected when struck in the head. Just a few months after his highly anticipated WWE debut, Fatu has become the standout of Solo's group. He also proved to be a game-changer, swiftly turning the tide against Roman Reigns in their last encounter. Number 2. Potential crowd reaction may force a face turn. Fan reactions can sometimes disrupt plans for a character's portrayal. While officials may want to present a wrestler as a heel or a face, the audience might have other ideas. With more informed fans, it's challenging to make a talented performer universally disliked. For example, despite his villainous actions, many fans still cheer for MJF. LA Knight started as a heel, but his popularity among WWE fans led to a face turn. A similar situation occurred with Becky Lynch's rise as the Man. After years of falling short, often against Charlotte Flair, fans cheered Lynch when she attacked Flair following another heartbreaking loss at SummerSlam 2018. Fatu has that it factor that can't be taught, which might lead him to turn on his tribal chief and become a fan favorite. Number 3. Roman Reigns could have sent Jacob Fatu as a double agent. If the Bloodlines are heading toward a conflict, which seems inevitable before the end of 2024, the storyline will need unexpected twists. After his loss at WrestleMania 40, Roman Reigns likely regrouped and observed the changes within the Bloodline. During his absence, the head of the table could have been plotting strategic moves. Jacob Fatu, the last member to join Solo's faction, might have been contacted by Reigns before aligning with Solo. Reigns could have devised a plan for Fatu to infiltrate Solo's bloodline as a trusted ally. only to betray him when the moment is right. Number 4. Solo Sikoa's demand of Jacob Fatu on last week's SmackDown. This event actually unfolded on SmackDown, not just as speculation. Before the Bloodline defended their WWE Tag Team titles against the Street Profits, Sikoa demanded that Fatu hand his title over to Tonga Loa. He wanted Fatu to serve as his personal enforcer and protector. While Fatu complied without hesitation, the demand might have bruised his ego. Since he was part of the team that won the titles from DIY, he should be entitled to defend them. If Fatu starts to resent Solo for this demand, it could lead to another betrayal within the Bloodline. What seemed like blind obedience when Fatu handed over the belt could evolve into conflict if Solo continues to mistreat the Samoan werewolf.